So this is our first official, right?
First official.
JOJ. We have done our live one this past Sunday, but this Sunday, this is the first one that we're actually recording. We've got Jake here with us. He's doing all this, so really thankful for him. Pretty cool how he came into our life, but definitely excited about this, excited about whatever this is going to be. We really don't know.
Sure.
Come join along, follow us, and see just where God takes us and what He's got planned to use in this series.
So we thought since it's our first one, we thought we would do I'm going to say a fun little game. Anybody that's watched any of our fishing videos knows we are highly competitive, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
So we've got these questions, and we are going to ask those, and we each wrote down our answers, and see how many we can get right.
See who wins.
So y'all learn a little bit about us and see how much we know about each other.
Yeah. So how's this going to work? Let's see, I guess we can...
We'll ask the question, and then you give an answer, I'll give an answer, and I'll tell you if you're right, you tell me if you're not.
Okay, so we're going to go...
Honest answers.
Honest answers.
First one is your first job title.
So for me...
Yeah, what was your first job title?
Well, I don't answer it. I know what it was.
Oh,
you have to...
Technically, first job outside of your dad is how I answered it.
Yeah.
So I answered it construction worker.
Laborer was the technical term, but you got a point.
Okay.
Okay, you got 1 point. We're going to do these in hash marks.
Okay, go ahead. What'd you
Your
say?
first job title, you worked at McDonald's,
I had a
cashier.
title. Well, I mean, it was drive-through.
Ringer-upper. So do I get a point?
You get a point.
Okay.
You knew where it was at.
Yeah, it was at McDonald's. And Kodak, right?
Yeah.
What's the Kodak?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, favorite food. You go first.
Your favorite food?
My favorite
I'm going to
food.
go with sushi.
You get another point.
Okay.
And your favorite food, I'm going to go with filet.
Real, like, overall favorite food?
I guess I didn't get a point.
Number 3, favorite color. Surely we both get
Yours
this.
is purple.
And yours is green.
Okay. That's
We're
an easy
good.
one. Yeah.
First pet's name.
I'm going to go with Spike for your kitty
That's
cat.
correct.
Okay.
And I can't, okay, Aunt had a Rottweiler. I'm going to say her name was Dixie because I can't come up with another name, and she hated me.
But the problem was there was a Rottweiler before her, and you mentioned it while you were...
Was it Sparkle?
Jenny was fighting for answers, and I wouldn't give her any. But yes, Sparkle.
So it was Sparkle, so I knew it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So it's tied us back up.
Okay.
There's 13 questions. That was number 4, and we're tied up at 3, just for a score tracker update. Number 5, the question is your first child's name.
I know which child I had first.
And I'm pretty sure I do, and that's Abby.
That's
So
easy.
we both get a point there.
Cool.
Favorite restaurant? But apparently I need to change mine, it sounds like.
No, so favorite restaurant, I'm going to go for, because this is hard, because I can tell you he likes sushi from Wasabi's, but his overall favorite restaurant, I'm still going to go with the Old Steakhouse. We don't eat there often, but according to your face, that's not correct. What'd you pick?
I picked what I assume is also yours, which is Beauchamp's.
Oh, I didn't even think about, like, not in Tennessee. I said Olive Garden. I really want some fettuccine,
Apparently. So neither one of us got that one right.
Oh, man.
But Beauchamp's really is your favorite.
Beauchamp's really is my favorite.
So I know you better than
favorite.
So I get a point.
But that's not what I put on my answer.
I don't care.
Nope. Okay.
I know you better than you know you.
Where are you from? Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yep. Jenny gets a point.
Oh, it should have been
Yeah,
blind.
you go across.
I got it. Okay.
Boca Raton.
Boca, Florida.
Boca,
Yes.
Florida.
Boca Raton, true.
Okay, we both got a point on that one.
Okay, oh, this one.
Back up to
Favorite singer or band?
Yep. For you, I'm going to go with Carrie Underwood.
I wrote down 2. Carrie was one of them.
Okay.
This is tough because I don't know what you put. I have a
So
clue
that's
what
kind
you
of the
put.
point.
I know, but because you like all kinds of stuff, but I don't know like what your overall favorite would be? Because, well, you like them all.
My music listening is very diverse. I like
all of it.
I like
so that's what. Can you at least give me a genre? Can I have a little bit of a hint?
Music, audio, and lyrics.
I don't know what would be your overall favorite though.
Well, you gotta pick one. These people, they don't.
Okay.
This is supposed to be like a 20-second deal.
It is. I'm just. I don't know.
We need to get to rolling through it.
I was just saying that. I don't know. I'm not picking.
You have to give a guess, or you can just get to take a 0.
I'll just pick. I can't even think of.
Okay,
Zach Williams band.
Johnny Cash.
I was going to say Johnny Cash.
I know you are. Street you grew up on.
Oh, McCarty Road.
Yep, good point.
I kind of gave this one to him because I can't remember the actual street I grew up on. Oh, wait.
No, you said you couldn't.
That's fine. I told him the Tennessee street.
So it's Southwest.
But Florida was Southwest 65th.
Southwest Road. So I got a point. Ooh, I'm leading by 1.
Okay.
First type of car you had. This one.
You had an Expedition.
I had an Expedition.
Got a point for that one. Ah. Okay.
You had a car that was a crapper that was a lemon that you all traded back in.
Okay, but what was it?
I think it was a Buick.
Nope.
What's that thing called? Alero? It's not an Alero? It was an Alero. Yes.
Oh, that's not fair. You shouldn't get a point because you guessed wrong first.
But I thought it was a Buick Alero.
No, it's like Pontiac.
Pontiac.
Yeah.
Your favorite teacher's name? I will not get this one.
I'm going to say your favorite. I don't know particularly what his name is, but I'm going to say the guy in the shop. Like, that you took all of your classes from. I just can't think of his name.
I like that class best. That was Mr. Leatherwood.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm thinking
my
of.
favorite teacher of all time was Miss Forbes, who I had for 2nd and 4th grade. So you didn't get a point there.
Didn't get a point
and
there.
I know I'm not going to get a point here, so I'm going to be funny. You'll remember his name. I can't. With your calculus teacher.
I did not like him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great. He was actually, I just failed calculus.
Actually, you like your chemistry teacher.
And Vic was my favorite. You
Yeah,
already made a guess. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually had her for biology 1 and 2, chemistry, and then I was her student aide my senior year.
Yeah. Mother's maiden name.
Yours is Stilt.
Yours is Gilbert.
Ugh.
Easy. One unpopular opinion you have. So just for a score tracker update, I'm leading by 1. The worst I can do is tie.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't think either one of us are going to get this right.
No. You go first, because it's...
I think your unpopular opinion, and I said to do it personal, because your unpopular opinion is, it's just because I don't want to, is to buy any hunting land.
That's wrong. I said that fishing is awesome. Because that wasn't unpopular. Like in high school, that wasn't unpopular.
No, but really? You went that far back?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you won't get mine either.
Yeah.
Okay, wrap it up.
That hunting is done.
No, this is my unpopular opinion, not yours.
But you think hunting is done?
No.
More kids.
It's unpopular to you.
So I won.
Whatever. I'm done.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Next time we're going to have a different game.
She will have a rigged game. Next time is what she'll have. I started loving fishing when I was like 9 years old. I knew that was something that I wanted to do. I didn't know exactly what it meant, but we took a family trip to Florida, down to Lake Okeechobee, and just went fishing. My dad and my brother Sonny, and we just went down there, hired a guide. And that was, at that point, I knew exactly that I wanted to be a fisherman. Whether that was a tournament angler or a guide or whatever, I knew I wanted to be a tournament fisherman. So that love of fishing had been planted there at a very early age. And it's funny because I've kind of seen that, our kids have grown up fishing. With me, they've been in the boat from the time they were 2. All of them have. Abby was a little over 2 the first time she went out, and the twins were as well. So they grew up doing that, from a very, very young age, where I didn't necessarily. I was 7, 8, 9 years old the first time I can remember really being in a boat and going fishing or anything. But from the time I was 9 to 12, 13 years old, just fished a lot of tournaments, traveled a little bit, just mostly fun trips. We'd go to Alabama or to Florida or Ohio or wherever. We went a lot of different places. For me, also growing up, we would go to church on occasion. We'd go, obviously we'd go on Easter, we'd go around Christmas, and we'd go once or twice a month, throughout the year. And growing up, my mom was a Catholic and Dad had grew up in a Baptist church. So when we started going to church regularly, I would say I was probably 10 or 11 years old. And that regular being at least 2 or 3 Sundays of the month that we'd be going to church. They made a compromise between Baptist and Catholic that they would go to Methodist church. And so that was kind of the compromise between the two of them. And we went there, from the time I want to say 9, 10, maybe 11, somewhere in there, probably 9 or 10. Went there for 2 or 3 years, and and it was fine. I mean, it wasn't really anything life changing or anything for us. I didn't feel like, that we'd just go to church and that was it, and we'd come home and we'd do whatever else, the rest of the week. But after having went there for 2 or 3 years, Dad, he made a point. He said, I want to take y'all to a Baptist church. I just want you to see, kind of difference in some of the teaching styles and stuff. And so we started going to a Baptist church that was just up the road from the house. And we had only been going there maybe a couple months or so. And a couple of deacons from church actually just come by and visited us one day at the house. And up by us, I mean, Dad and my brother Sonny and I. And I want to say 12 or 13 at this time, and they come by there, and we were actually just down at the boat garage where we spent a lot of time. I don't honestly remember what month it was. I'm going to guess it would have been in the summer because I don't think it was a weekend and we were home. So I'm going to guess it would have been, sometime in the summertime when we were out of school. But we were just down there hanging by, and a couple guys come there and, just talked with us some and really shared what the gospel was. And I'd heard it in church. I knew that there was action that I was supposed to take if I wanted to be a Christian, but I really didn't know exactly what that was. But honestly, for probably a year or so, I had felt that pull on my life, that there was something more that I was supposed to do to become a Christian, but I never really knew exactly what those steps were. And those guys actually shared that with us that day, and Turk Hahn was one of those guys, and he shared, exactly what it is that you need to do, the prayer, the kind of prayer. It's not exact words that you need to say or anything, but the kind of prayer that you need to pray, and that you just need to ask God into your life, that you need to admit that you're a sinner, that's where you start with, is that admission of guilt, and then you follow through with that, and knowing that you're a sinner, that Christ did come and live a perfect life, that he died for you, and that he was raised again 3 days later, and that is the resurrection that we all have that hope in. That was, when he shared that with my brother and I there, it was just an overwhelming feeling that I knew I had to do this. I knew that the time was now, and that there was no other time that I needed to wait to do that. So it was a really neat thing to be able to do with my brother, who's a couple years older than I am, and we both prayed that prayer right there with those guys on a concrete patio right in front of a garage. It was nowhere seemingly special. That's the great thing with God, is that he'll find you wherever you are. But it was just kind of that three or four step prayer of, admitting that you're a sinner, knowing that you need saved, that Jesus did come, he lived, he died, he rose again. And that was a prayer that I prayed that day, and then followed through a few months later, being baptized there in Thorn Grove Baptist Church. My brother as well, the same day, and followed through with baptism there. That was my my salvation experience in a nutshell.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn.
Yeah. And this is out of Jenny's comfort zone in a big way.
Big way.
Yeah.
No, mine's a little bit different because I didn't grow up in church. We never really went.
It's okay, babe.
But when I was 10, it's a lot of emotions just because of my grandparents. They were the ones that kind of introduced us to church. But I was 10, and they went to a Pentecostal church, which was kind of wild.
As an unchurched 10-year-old.
As an unchurched 10-year-old. They would speak in tongues and fall over on the floor. It was pretty terrifying, to be honest. But through that church, which was in Pigeon Forge, we went to a church camp, my brother and I. Like, we would come and spend summers with my grandparents. And so my Nana was like, hey, they're going for a week, which we had been around some of the kids at church. So I was like, yeah, let's, yeah, that sounds fun. Which I did win a ping pong championship at this church camp. I just want to remind you of that.
Yeah.
But it was at that time that I can remember being in the auditorium and just praying that, and, knowing I didn't know what I was praying or what it entailed, but I prayed it. We got baptized there at the camp. They had a pool, an indoor pool, that we, if we had got saved, we could get baptized. Came back, and really, I guess we lived here. We were just staying with my grandparents until our house was done.
Okay.
Because I was 10, and that's the summer we moved up here.
Mm-hmm.
We had started going to church some, not consistently, and then we had gone to a Methodist church downtown Dandridge, kind of here or there. I was in youth group there for a little while until really turned 16, or I was working when I was 15, so I really wasn't in church much then, because working at McDonald's, like, my parents were like, whatever you save between now and 16, we'll match for a car, and I was very motivated for the car, so...
and at 15, pretty much only could work on the weekend.
And I could only work on the weekend, so I really didn't go to church much then. And so even though, like, I had Jesus, but I didn't have Jesus, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You had been saved, but you weren't necessarily practicing your faith.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
Not at all. There was, just a lot. And so basically just kind of skirted by in life, we were 17 when we met, not really when we met, but when we started dating.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew choices and decisions weren't great, but I also was convicted by them. So, it just, I guess I should say I wasn't mature in my faith yet.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. But no, with what the neat thing with seeing with your faith was that it was there at a young age, but it I'm almost gonna say it went dormant.
Yeah,
is kind of a good way to put it. You knew it was there, but you also had that Holy Spirit in you to where when you were with people who were doing things that you knew wasn't right. Did you make some bad choices along the way? Yeah, we all did, but you felt that conviction because you had that Holy Spirit living in you. You knew that these things were at the end of the day, you really weren't okay with them.
Yeah.
You did them. There were bad choices at times, but it wasn't that there wasn't no remorse for them. But you definitely.
Like, oh well, just keep going.
Right.
I was guilt ridden.
Yeah, you definitely were, and that's what happens when when you do have that Holy Spirit living in you. That you it doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, but it does mean that you're going to feel that because of it. So
and I think that's one thing we can both with our kids, because even though we both were saved at younger ages, we didn't have that. And it's nothing against our parents or anything like that. Just, everybody's raised in different things, but
everybody has a different walk.
I think because ours, the way they were, we were, all three of our kids have been saved. Abby at 8, I guess they were all 3.
Mm-hmm.
But even now, Abby at 13, which she may kill me one day for this, but you know, even if she makes a bad choice or something, like, it's hard. Like, she hates it because she's convicted. Like, you know, it's hard for her because she knows, like, I shouldn't be doing this, or
she fights with herself because she does feel so bad about it, which that's what happens. I mean, that's the way it is. You know, when you have a conscience and you do something wrong, that's what the Holy Spirit does within you. So, I guess are we going to wrap that up for today?
I think so.
For next week.
Yep.
Okay. So,
episode 1 already cried.
But I think that will wrap it up pretty much for this week, and we definitely hope that you'll come back and join us for next week. Going to go into just kind of keep moving along this line of, you know, into our testimony, kind of how we met, what that looked like, and then keep moving along through that all the way into really about Abby, about our first child. So yeah.